emails are over the headlines, all over the headlines. You know, Hillary Clinton says she wants the public to see the emails that she sent from her personal account when she was Secretary of State to prove there's nothing scandalous in them. But the more important investigation was into the Ferguson Police Department, which led to the firing and suspension of high-level officers who were sending racist emails from their official work accounts.
Idiots. It's ridiculous.
Can I, on the Hillary beats, just 2 quick points. You know, one, there was a law that required her to send her official diplomatic correspondence through a State Department.gov email account. True. She did break the law, not just the spirit and feeling of it, but the law.
Install a server? She installed it.
I have one too, GoDaddy.gov, but it's like you said on the other day, like getting an email. So she broke the law. But here's the other thing about the Clintons. It's what they do. It's how they roll. And nobody cares. So I think, you know, the media, my friends in journalism, my friends in news have their hair on fire. The media elites are going to talk about this for a week. The Clintons are going to do what they always do. They're going to blame it on 2 people that somehow always end up being responsible on the public side, Republicans and the media. And the Clintons will roll on.
There's also the Ferguson emails where they talk about Obama and his monkey-looking self, which is absolutely ridiculous. And you want this more from the South than where I'm thinking it is right now. I mean, I'm expecting it more from the South just because they took forever, but I'm just surprised that humans are being stupid.
I'm surprised that it's a job that's supposed to be to protect everyone, and I don't feel safe knowing that anybody would disregard one group over another. How does that make me feel safe? Because I'm a woman of color, you know, and I want to know that whoever is protecting me is really out to protect me.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
But we don't live in that society. That's not what we live.
There are a lot of those officers out there that are out there to protect.
Why are we finding out about it now?
One of the things,
the investigation,
because they just did an investigation.
But shouldn't, I mean, you know, before anything happened in Ferguson?
Well, no, because here's the thing. Because officers are people, you're going to get boneheads, and they're going to slip through the cracks.
There's some amazing
there are amazing cops out there, and we say. But you know what? Now that we know that this actually does exist, that people, you know, it's not just playing the race card, that this actually does exist, maybe we'll be a little careful, more careful, about who gets the damn job.
And you know that the people that they're pulling over, there is a stereotype. We had this big ordeal back in 9/11, you know, racial profiling, and then maybe I'm a little bit of a sissy when I say, maybe you shouldn't sell drugs and wear baggy pants and look crazy for them to, like, pull you over and have a suspicion about it.
How about they see your pants in the car?
This is true.
And they're pulling people. You're right.
No.
But they're also pulling people over and they're finding less than they did before.
Well, and what the investigation showed, what was startling is how programmatic and systematic it was. This was financial. They were funding city government functions on the backs of lower-income African-American residents of the town. They created, in effect, a debtor's prison because they would. So 85% of all traffic stops and 90% of all citations given by Ferguson cops were to blacks, including 95% of jaywalking tickets. I don't ever worry about getting a ticket for jaywalking, but if you're black in Ferguson, you should be very scared.
Yeah, I do.
Terrified.
Is this also maybe a little bit classist? Is it more of the lower tax bracket?
It's boneheadian.
In all races?
It's boneheadian.
All races.
Well,
you know?
I mean, the racial statistics are startling. And what I wondered reading this, and there are a couple, I mean, under Eric Holder, this has been a focus of his, the civil rights investigations. I wonder if you shine a spotlight everywhere, what would you see?
Well,
that's what you would
say. I just think that in Ferguson, this was a slow boil, and it wasn't, you know, until something outrageous happened.
But it wasn't a slow boil to those of us who get stopped.
That's right.
We know.
My brother goes
you know? I mean, your brother goes to my brother gets caught in my car. They got him sitting on with handcuffs.
And it goes back to Eric Gardner, right? So Eric Gardner did something that Eric Gardner was the Staten Island man who was selling cigarettes. That was a crime that could have been punished by writing a ticket. How did he end up dead? You know?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But you know what? This is an ongoing thing. We're going to come up on this, and it will come up on sexism and for the rest of our lives, because let me tell you, people learn racism. It's not something you're born with. So as long as people are teaching it, it's going to be there.
I was taught racism-ish. I'll hurry up. I was taught racism-ish, but I looked at what my parents were telling me and said, well, you were teaching me this because you went through those amazing things that I will not have to go through thanks to your hard work. Now, I can't hold the same grudge that you have because I don't have the same thing. But then again, I don't get pulled over randomly, and if I do, I'm like, hey, how you doing? But even still, I'm like, I'm very respectful to the people. I understand this is your job.
But most people know, because we've been all raised, generally, if the cop stops you, shut up and just go on. Just go on. Now, you know what? I'm hearing that right now. Just shut up and move on. So we will be right back with more Hot Topics.